Hello! Welcome to the weekly Top 10 News, brought to you by Solarika, the world's first online community dedicated to solar energy. Solar EPC First Solar and Sun Edison made news this week while Bosch decided to exit solar business. Japan going strong on solar, while France and India's Uttar Pradesh state announced bids of hundreds of megawatts of new PV capacity. According to new rankings by MS Research, First Solar became the largest engineering, procurement and construction (EPC) contractor in the solar photovoltaic industry in 2012. First Solar installed over 500 megawatts of PV projects in 2012, a 50% increase over 2011. IMS also reports that Sun Edison and Sun Power have also made the top 15 EPC, with 390 megawatts and 190 megawatts installed respectively. The research notes that Asian EPC also featured prominently in the 2012 rankings, specifying Chinese companies linked to state-owned utilities and industrial companies. In 2012, 4 of the 10 largest EPC were Chinese companies, and it is expected that these companies continue to grow with the nation's domestic PV market. 11 of the 30 largest EPC are still European, and installed a total of 2 gigawatts of capacity. Larsen & Toubro Limited also appeared in the top 10 ranking, the first time an Indian EPC has done so. Larsen & Toubro completed almost 200 megawatts of PV projects in 2012, nearly double the amount completed in the prior year. Sun Edison has announced that it is now managing more than 1 gigawatts of solar photovoltaic assets through its 3 renewable operations centers. These include plants that Sun Edison owns, as well as third parties who have come to Sun Edison to utilize the platform. The flagship operating center is at the company's headquarters in Belmont, California, with additional facilities in China, India and Madrid, Spain. The company operates its 3 operating centers continually year-round, configured with redundancy to avoid disruption of service. Sun Edison is a subsidiary of MEMC Electronic Materials Incorporated. MEMC is currently considering a motion to change its name to Sun Edison. After investing billions and employing more than 3,000 people to support its solar energy operations worldwide, Bosch announced last week that will exit almost completely from its $2.6 billion solar energy business. It cited uncompetitiveness of the business as the main reason. The company will stop making solar ingots, wafers, cells and panels early next year and try to sell assets as soon as possible, Chief Executive Officer Volkmar Denner said, as Bosch cannot see a way to restore its competitiveness. Bloomberg reports that the company had been reviewing its solar unit since last year and in January posted €105 billion of charges and losses from the operations. It plans to sell a 90.7% stake in Olio Solar Agenda module plant in Nissy-Hooks, France. It has scrapped plans to build a factory in Malaysia. Bosch's total potential losses in the solar space have been estimated to be as high as $3.1 billion, according to PV Tech. Bosch will for now keep developing solar thin film technology at Bosch Solar System in Brandenburg, Germany. The U.S. Department of Energy has unveiled a new initiative to support American manufacturing of clean energy products, including solar technologies and batteries, with a focus on improving productivity. The Clean Energy Manufacturing Initiative will include private sector partnerships, new funding, and a new analysis of the clean energy manufacturing supply chain to inform future funding. With the launch of the program, the DOE will award over $23 million to clean energy manufacturing research and development projects. The Japanese PV market is predicted to experience a 120% growth in 2013, according to a new report from market analysts at IHS. Japan is expected to install a total of 5 gigawatts this year, with 1 gigawatt predicted for the first quarter of 2013 alone. The country will overtake Germany, Italy and the US, making it the second largest market of 2013, behind China. Japan's PV market currently benefits from a feed-in tariff paying up to 44 cents per kilowatt-hour, even though this is likely to be reduced by approximately 10% on April 1. The price of solar cells in Japan has helped boost the residential market, acting as a lifeline for struggling Japanese companies. According to IHS, Japan has been attempting to attract foreign PV companies to its shores in order to help accelerate supply. The report also notes that alongside an expanding residential market, larger projects of over 2 megawatts in size are also driving the country's PV growth rate. On March 15, Indian state of Uttar Pradesh issued a tender for 200 megawatts of new solar photovoltaic capacity, following on the finalization of its solar policy calling for 500 megawatts of new solar capacity in the state by March 2017. The solicitation will use a standard reverse bidding selection process and not require bidders to meet the lowest bid price, as have many Indian states. The program also provides power purchase contracts of only 10 years, although there's the possibility of extending these contracts for another 15 years at prevailing prices. Under the tender, developers can bid for PV plants of 5 to 50 megawatts in size, with bids accepted in multiples of 5 megawatts. The French Ministry of Energy, Ecology and Sustainable Development has announced the launch of a tender for 400 megawatts of solar photovoltaic plants of 250 kilowatts and larger. The tender is part of a doubling of French PV targets to 1 gigawatts of annual installations, and follows on 2 tenders for PV plants smaller than 250 kilowatts. The tender will favor PV plants developed on sites with degraded sites including brownfields. Plants incorporating both innovative ground-mounted technologies, including concentrating photovoltaics, CPV, as well as mature PV technologies on carports and roofs will be eligible. The requirement of bank guarantees before submission of tenders has been removed to avoid disadvantaging small and medium-sized enterprises. France has a goal of 5.4 gigawatts in 2020, as well as a goal to heat 7 million homes with solar thermal technology. The nation seeks to create 100,000 to 130,000 jobs through solar energy, including 20,000 in the solar industry. At a ceremony on 17 March, the three partners in Shams 1, namely UAS Masdar, Spain's Abenco and France's Total, announced that they have commissioned the full 100 megawatts capacity of the plant in Madinat Zayed, in UAE. The US $600 million plant began delivering electricity to the grid on January 14. Shams 1 is the first large, concentrating solar power plant to be commissioned in the Middle East, and the largest CSP plant in operation globally. The plant, which took 3 years to build and spans 2.5 square kilometers, uses Abenco collectors, shot receivers and cell-shaped heat transfer fluid, which supplies heat to power custom-made turbines supplied by MAN Turbo. The New Jersey solar market hit a new milestone in March 2013 by surpassing the 1 gigawatt mark for total installed solar photovoltaic capacity. This is enough solar electricity to power 139,000 homes. New Jersey now ranks third in the nation in solar energy installations, after California and Arizona. In year 2012, New Jersey installed 415 megawatts of new PV capacity, thanks to declining system prices and the strong, consistent support from the state's policy makers, including its robust net metering policies and the nation's first solar renewable energy credit program. At the end of 2012, there were 7.2 gigawatts of PV and 546 megawatts of concentrating solar power plants online in the U.S. India's Ministry of New and Renewable Energy reports that 210 megawatts of grid-tied solar photovoltaic generation capacity was added in February 2013 as the largest source of new renewable energy generation in the nation during the month. This brings India to 505 megawatts of grid-tied PV added during fiscal year 2012, and India's cumulative installations to date now stand at 1.45 gigawatts. MNRE also reports that 910,000 square meters of solar water heating collector area was added during 2012, to bring the nation to a cumulative total of 6.92 million square meters of collector area. India had a target of 800 megawatts for new grid-tied PV during 2012, and has only reached 63% of this goal, as well as achieved only 59% of its goal of 30 megawatts of off-grid PV. However, solar water heating has already well exceeded the 2012 goal of 600,000 square meters of new collector area.